Note, it is Saturday, May 29th, 2021, and it is time for our next episode of Star Trek Radio Theater here on Live Long and Podcast. This week's episode is Star Trek, The Next Generation's episode Qpid from their fourth season, the 20th episode. This is the return of Vash after she met Picard on Risa. This is from 1991. In terms of Star Trek years, it's 2367, and it's our 16th episode for the second season of Radio Theater. We want to give credit to the teleplay by Ira Steven Behr and Randee Russell and Ira Steven Behr for the story credits, as well as Ashley Millard for the amazing work on the script editing and the narration, which there is plenty. Okay, so we're going to jump into the episode, and we'll introduce the cast and everything after the show. And on that note, we hope you enjoy it, and let's jump in.
Captain's log, stardate 44741.9. We have arrived at Tegus 3, where the Enterprise is to serve for host of the Federation Archaeological Council's annual symposium. I look forward to giving tomorrow's keynote address with great anticipation.
We focus on the ready room. Picard is sitting at his desk reading from a pad and comparing it to notes on his computer. There is a large pot of Earl Grey tea sitting on his desk.
Come!
I thought you'd like to know that council members have been aboard and been assigned their quarters.
Excellent!
Captain, it's quite late, really.
Tell me, Counselor, with regard to my lecture, what do you think would provide greater clarity? A chronological structure or the division of each excavation's findings in various religious, sociological, and environmental subgroupings?
Picard pours himself.
I thought you already
another cup of
decided
tea.
on a chronological structure.
There is something to be said for a more scientific approach.
May I make a suggestion?
By all means.
Relax. You've written a brilliant speech.
It will need to be tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'll be addressing some of the greatest scientific minds in the Federation. Switzer, Clark-Tondroth, McFarland, giants in the field of archaeology. Compared to them, I'm just an enthusiastic amateur.
I doubt they'll see you as an amateur, not when it comes to Tegus 3.
Well, it's true. I have done my homework. I have examined the findings of every archaeological expedition conducted on the planet's surface.
It is unfortunate that Teg ones no longer allow outsiders to visit the ruins.
Indeed, especially since we know so little about their origins. But I think that I have constructed some plausible theories of my own.
And I'm sure the council members will agree with you.
Your support is appreciated, Counselor.
Now, good night, Captain.
Troy leaves.
Gulp!
Picard takes a big gulp of his tea and gets back to work on his speech. We focus on Picard's quarters. Picard enters. He's still got his nose buried in his pad, not even looking up as he enters his quarters. He immediately turns down the lights. He fiddles around a bit more and then finally puts the pad down in frustration. He looks over at his coffee table and notices something new has been placed on it. It's a Horgon. Has Riker been in here? He walks over to the table and picks it up. From the look on his face, you can tell he's contemplating some spicy musings.
Bring back any memories!
Vash! How did you get in here?
I came in through the window.
She walks over to the captain and gives him a light kiss on the lips.
Oh, yes. Oh, my. Oh, yes.
She pulls away, takes the horgon out of his hand and drops it on the floor. She moves in for another kiss, this one deeper and more passionate.
Oh, wow, tongue.
I think we know where this is going.
Wow.
Space! The final frontier! These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise! Its continuing mission to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no one has gone before!
We focus on Picard's quarters. It's the next morning. Picard's dining table is set up with pastries and a pot of tea. He pours a cup for Vash and one for himself.
I had no idea you were a member of the Archaeological Council. You are a member, aren't you?
More or less.
Why did you come to Tegas 3?
To see you, of course.
Is that the only reason?
Isn't it enough?
I wish I could believe you.
I really have missed you, Jean-Luc.
The door chimes. Picard has a realization, and a look of worry crosses his face. He walks over to the door. On the other side is Beverly Crusher, looking very fetching in her off-duty, classic early 90s bright blue sweater.
I'm sorry I'm late.
Outfit.
Oh, excuse me. I didn't realize you had company.
Vash spins around in her chair, curious about the woman at the captain's door so early in the morning. Picard is flustered and Beverly finds the whole thing amusing.
That's all right. Allow me to introduce you. This is Beverly, Dr. Beverly Crusher. This is Vash. She's a friend of mine from the Archaeological Council.
I didn't mean to interrupt. The captain and I often share morning tea together.
Yes, I know. Jean-Luc has told me all about you.
Really? When was that?
Beverly sits down at the table
On
with
Riser,
Vash.
where we met.
Oh, I see, my dear. That must have been during your vacation last year.
No, yes.
Well, I'm surprised he never mentioned you.
So am I.
Vash turns to Picard and gives him a look.
Doctor, are you busy?
Not at the moment, my darling.
I was wondering. Would love to see some more of this marvelous shit.
Well, I would be delighted to show you. That is, if it's all right with you, Jean-Luc.
Of course.
Beverly gets up from the table and goes over to the door. Vash gets up and leans
Don't
into
worry.
Picard.
I promised to behave myself.
They leave. We focus on 10 forward. Riker is at the bar drinking. The ladies enter. Riker immediately smells fresh meat. He
And
watches
this
the
is
ladies.
10 forward, where Riker picks up chicks and the council's welcoming reception will be held today.
Wow, I can't think of a better location. Tell me, does Jean-Luc come here often?
No, not often. The captain is a very private man. Would you like something to drink?
Please.
Beverly walks over to the bar to fetch a couple of drinks, leaving Vash alone. Riker gets up immediately and goes in for the kill. Eternity never looked so lovely.
Excuse me?
I was referring to the view. Eternity never looked so lovely.
You must be Commander Riker.
I'm afraid you have me at a disadvantage.
I didn't mean to interrupt. I believe you're about to tell me about my eyes are as mysterious as the stars.
You're Betazoid.
Not at all. It's just that Jean-Luc does a very good imitation of you.
He does? Crusher comes back with 2 drinks.
I see you two have met.
Not exactly.
This is Vash, a member of the Archaeological Council, and a friend of the captain's.
So I've gathered.
They met during his visit to Riza.
On Riza. That vacation must have been better than he let on.
You mean he never mentioned me to you either?
Dr. Crusher, please report to sickbay.
Oh, I'm afraid I won't be able to finish our tour, but perhaps Commander Riker could take over for me.
It would be my pleasure. We focus on the bridge. Vash and Riker enter. Worf is immediately irritated about the visitor on the bridge. This is the main bridge, the command center of the Enterprise, and our last stop. Vash, Commander LaForge.
Vash!
Hello?
Commander Data.
Hello?
How do you do?
And this is Lieutenant Worf.
Hello?
Vash extends her hand to go in for a handshake. Worf doesn't reciprocate. He just stands there like an angry toddler having a temper tantrum. Something wrong, Lieutenant?
I had not been informed that council members had been granted bridge clearance.
Well, I think we can make an exception in this case. Vash is a guest of the captain.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you. Is this where Jean-Luc sits?
That's the big chair. She sits down in Picard's chair, immediately making herself comfortable and putting her feet up. Picard walks out from his ready room.
Well, I can see where being a starship captain has its rewards.
I'm glad that you approve.
I suppose I'll go back to my room now and get ready for the reception.
By all means. Well, I suppose I'll see you then.
I look forward to it.
Vash leaves. Riker and Worf rush to go. That's a fascinating woman. We focus on 10 forward. It's set up for a reception for the council members. There are finger foods and drinks set up along the bar.
I don't understand. I thought being the ship's council meant the captain confided in you.
He does. When he thinks it's necessary.
And he never spoke to you about me.
Not that I recall.
Not even a hint.
You must understand, the captain is very
Private
man.
I know. Excuse me.
Of course.
Vash walks away and Troy joins Worf, Data, and Geordi, who all watch Vash walk past.
Nice legs. For a human.
Vash interrupts the conversation Picard has been having with one of the council members.
Jean-Luc, we need to talk.
She walks off to a corner. Picard turns to the man he was talking to.
Excuse me.
He follows her into the corner.
The reception seems to be going well.
Forget the reception for a moment. Why have you never mentioned me to your friends?
What would you have me tell them?
Maybe that we met, for one thing. That we had an adventure together. Some fun.
It wouldn't be possible.
Why not?
It would be inappropriate.
Well, I wasn't expecting you to go into intimate details.
A captain does not reveal his personal feelings to his crew.
Is that a Starfleet regulation, or you just make that up yourself?
I'm sorry you're upset.
And I'm sorry if my being here embarrasses you.
She walks off. We focus on the bridge. Picard storms in. How was the reception?
Splendid!
He isn't in the mood to say anything else and just heads to his ready room. We focus on the ready room. Picard walks in and stops short. Q, dressed in a Starfleet captain's uniform, is sitting at Picard's desk, a pad in his hand.
Jean-Luc, it's wonderful to see you again. How about a big hug? Well, don't just stand there. Say something.
Get out of my chair!
Oh, I was hoping for something more along the lines of, welcome back, Q. It's a pleasure to see you again, my old friend.
We're not friends!
You wound me, mon capitaine.
Q snaps his finger and there is a flash of light, and they change places. Picard is now seated at his desk, Q standing on the other side.
There, perhaps now your manners will show some improvement.
First of all, just because I'm French doesn't mean you can speak French. Also, what brings you here, Q? Have you been banished by the Continuum once again?
Oh, hardly. They're still apologizing to me for the last time.
Ha! Then what is it you want?
Do I always have to have a reason to stop by? I was merely in the sector. I was, you force a confession from me. The truth is, I have a debt to repay.
A debt?
To you! And it's gnawing at me, and it interferes with each of my days.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Without your assistance in our last encounter, I would never have survived. I would have taken my own life, but for you.
We all make mistakes.
Your good deed made possible my reinstatement into the Continuum, and I resent owing you anything. So I'm here to pay up. Tell me, what is it you wish, and I will be gone.
Just be gone. That'll do nicely.
Oh, no. It has to be something more constructive. That's my new word for the day.
Some other time, Q. Right now, I have other matters to attend to.
Picard picks up the pad and starts to work.
Workity work.
Yes, your speech. I read it. It's dull, plodding, whatever that word is. Much like yourself. I could help with you with it.
No, thank you.
You've never actually been to the ruins of Tegas 3, have you?
No. They were sealed off more than a century ago.
Well, that explains it then. How can you write about something that you've never seen? I know. Why don't I take you there?
Another flash of light. Q is now wearing a safari suit, complete with
Out
helmet
of
and
the
shorts.
question. That would mean breaking Teguan law.
Must you always be so ethical? I suppose we could travel back in time. You could see what Tegas was like 2 billion years ago. They really knew how to party back in those days.
My answer is still no. My lecture will have to stand on its own. Now, will you please leave my ship?
You are simply the most impossible person to buy a gift for.
Commander
Q
Riker,
disappears.
will you report to my ready room?
Riker enters.
I've just been
Yes,
paid a visit
Captain.
from Q in a Jumanji outfit.
Q.
He
Any
wants to do
idea what
something
he's up
nice
to?
for me.
I'll alert the crew. We focus on a corridor. The captain is
Captain.
walking alone. A crewman passes by.
Nod.
Picard nods and continues walking, but slows down and watches as the crewman turns a corner. Picard makes sure he's alone and then heads back to one of the doors he just passed.
Who's there?
It's me,
Who?
Jean-Luc.
Vash opens the door, but stands in the way so Picard can't enter.
Yes.
May I come in?
She thinks for a brief moment and then moves to the side and allows him to enter. We focus on Vash's quarters.
Let me try to explain. I am by no means embarrassed by your presence here. On the contrary.
He stops, noticing a pad on the table. It's a Tegus 3 archaeological file that contains an enhanced image of the site.
What's this? A map of the ruins? I thought that I was the only reason you came to Tegus.
I never found you for a second. Still, you are the most important reason.
Am I?
That's the trouble with being such a well-known liar. Even when I'm telling the truth, no one believes me.
Picard is catching on.
Caught
He
on.
goes into the next... He goes into the next room and comes out with a shovel and some sort of archaeological camera.
Clang-a-clang! This equipment will have to be confiscated!
Is that necessary?
If the Teguans were to catch you down there...
Oh, come on. You gave me the same warning about Serathon 5.
I remember.
Well, it didn't stop me from going there. I brought back some very impressive artifacts, too.
You have some impressive artifacts, which no doubt you sold for a very impressive profit!
That's what I do.
Not on board my ship! I would not allow it!
Let's get one thing straight, though, Picard. I cannot change who I am for you or anyone else.
I thought you called me Jean-Luc! Nor can I change who I am! That's Jean-Luc!
Then we have nothing more to say to one another.
Humph!
Picard begins to leave.
So it would seem. Leaves.
Picard leaves. Vash, upset by their fight, sits down on her couch. Q, who has been eavesdropping on their conversation, is poking his head through the hull into her room. He smiles a devilish smile and retreats. We focus on Picard's quarters. Picard is getting ready for bed. He has on tiny little short shorts and a deep V silk pajama set, very reminiscent of his little robe. He gets into bed. Q appears and lifts the covers, startling the captain.
Sleeping alone?
I'm in no mood for your foolishness, Q!
I knew there was something different about you. You seem tense, preoccupied, somewhat smaller.
It's cold.
Well, you know, environmental controls. At first, I thought it was a horrible lecture of yours, but I was mistaken.
Whatever game it is you want to play will have to wait until tomorrow.
I had such high hopes for you, Picard. I thought you were a bit more involved than the rest of your species, but now I realize you're just as weak as all of the others. Still, it pains me to see great Jean-Luc Picard, or Jean-Luc or whatever, brought down by a woman.
What woman?
Don't play coy with me, Captain. I witnessed your little spat with Vash, who apparently is Irish. Nor will I soon forget the look of anguish on your face. The pain, the misery. Oh, there we go. Let's try that one again. If I didn't know better, I would have thought you were already married.
You
Picard
must
gets
be
out of bed,
very
angry.
bored. Kill your imagination is running away with you.
This human emotion, love, is a dangerous thing, Picard, and obviously you are ill-equipped to handle it. She found a vulnerability in you, a vulnerability I've been looking for years. If I'd known sooner, I would have appeared as a prostitute, perhaps female. Mark my words, Picard. This is your Achilles heel.
Believe what you wish, and I know you like me in this outfit, so you shut up.
Do you deny that you care for this woman? Believe me, I'll be doing you a big favor if I turned her into a Cabellian eel.
Stay away from Haku and me as well while I'm in this outfit.
I just tried to help. My debt to you
is hereby nullified. I don't want your help, your advice, your advances, your favors, or for that matter, you. Do you understand once and for all?
You would have me stand idling by as she leads you to your destruction?
Yes!
As you wish.
Stole my outfit as well. I'm naked.
You should shave.
Well as the senior officers. Picard enters and takes his place at the podium.
Ladies and gentlemen, members of the Archaeological Council, welcome. Mystery! It is the mystery at Tegas 3 that brings us together today. It is a mystery that has invited more argument, more deduction, more speculation than the best works of fiction. And if you'll excuse the conceit, I want to tell you about my detective story. For several years now, I have been trying to unravel the secrets of Tegas 3.
A green bicocket hat appears on Crusher's head. Troy draws her attention to it.
Needless to say, I've not succeeded.
A red version appears on Troy's head.
However, I believe, turned up some new information that, if nothing else, raises a whole new set of mysteries, and I hope that we can discuss them here together.
Riker is suddenly holding a quarterstaff. Picard has noticed nothing amiss and continues on.
There have been 947 known archaeological excavations conducted on the planet's surface. Of those, some 74 are generally believed to have revealed findings of major importance.
Data gets a monk's habit, and as he raises his hand to try and interrupt the captain, but a giant pork shank is in his... Wait, sorry, I'm starting that again. Data gets a monk's habit. He raises his hand to try and interrupt the captain, but the giant pork shank in his hand
The
distracts and confuses
earliest
him.
was some 22,000 years ago. Full stop.
Suddenly, Picard stops. He has noticed what has been. He has noticed what has been happening with his senior staff. Picard is now wearing a 12th century looking green outfit
What
and holding
the
a bow and
hell?
arrow. We focus on a forest. Picard and the entire senior staff appear. All are in full
Yes.
Do it again. Do it again.
Some of the senior staff are having a look around. Troy and Walker.
Texas Ranger.
Troy and Riker walk over to Picard.
Is this Tegus 3?
I doubt there are many oak trees on Tegus. No, I think this is supposed to be Earth, somewhere around about the 12th century. And this is England, or to be more precise, Sherwood Forest, or at least Q's recreation of it.
That would
Quite
explain
right,
these
Walker. Or
costumes.
should I say, John Little?
Well, if he's Walker Texas Ranger, that makes you.
I know, Robin Hood.
Sir, I protest! I am not a merry man!
On the contrary, Lieutenant Worf, your clothing identifies you with the character of Will Scarlett, just as Geordi's mandolin identifies him as Alan Adale.
Striking resemblance to Friar Tuck.
I will not play the fool for Q's amusement!
Worf angrily throws his hat to the ground. A nobleman on a horse arrives.
I have you at last, Robin Hood.
He draws his sword, and Worf draws his own. Worf runs to the gentleman and attacks him. It's clear that Worf isn't The nobleman sees an opening and gives Worf a good blow to the upper arm with his sword. It leaves a good-sized gash, and Worf falls to the floor. Norman soldiers arrive, bows and arrows at the ready, and fire at him.
Quick, into the forest!
Worf is back on his feet in front of the gentleman.
Mr. Worf, that's an order! Run away, run away, run away, run away, run away, run away.
The Enterprise crew flees into the forest, the Norman soldiers attempting to follow.
Enough, you fools. We'll never find them in the Greenwood.
We focus on a forest glade.
Are we in the Middle East?
Data is teaching Deanna about longbows. Geordi is practicing his mandolin. Crusher is tending Worf's wound.
I've managed to stop the bleeding, honey.
A horse is heard approaching, then pops in.
Q, it's about time you showed up.
I would prefer you address me as His Honor of High Sheriff of Nottingham.
We will no longer share in this pointless fantasy of yours.
Fine, stay here and do nothing. By midday tomorrow, your crew will be safely aboard their ship. Of course, you will have to accept the consequences of your inaction.
Consequences?
What is the one thing that Robin Hood is most famous for?
He robs from the rich and gives to the poor.
Oh, shut up, Jody. Besides that,
Perhaps you are referring to the rescue of Maid Marian from Nottingham Castle.
yes, Data. It just so happens that Sir Guy of Gisbourne has decreed that Marian's head shall come off tomorrow at noon.
Vash.
It's your choice, Robin. You can either take your ease in this Salvian glade, or risk your life to save the woman you care nothing about.
My feelings toward Vash are irrelevant. I would attempt to save any innocent life, as you well know.
Yes, but what about your merry men? Are you willing to jeopardize their lives as well? Is Vash's life worth more than Data, or Troy's, or Worf's? You know, Worf, you'd make a perfect throwwork for Nottingham Castle.
Q, I ask you to put an end to this before someone gets hurt.
Oh, that's impossible. You see, I've given this fantasy all you call it, a life of its own. I have no more idea what's going to happen than you do. But of one thing I am absolutely sure, besides there's going to be head. If you dare come to Nottingham Castle, blood will be spilled.
We focus on Marian's chambers. It is a large room in a castle. Vash is angry. She is dressed in an outfit befitting to an English noblewoman.
You'll wear yourself out with all that pasty, milady.
I told you to stop calling me that. The name is Vash.
My poor lamb. You got a brain sickness for sure. And then get you something to ease your suffering.
I could use a drink.
Well, I wasn't thinking of spirits, milady. But I have some nice fresh leeches.
The nurse runs over to the corner of the room
Drain the
and
fever.
returns with a
I
wooden
don't
box.
want leeches. Out! Get out!
Best nurse ever.
The door opens as the nurse is shuffling out, and we see the man that had harassed the Enterprise
reminds it
crew
of
earlier.
awful turmoil, Sir Guy.
Who the hell are you?
Oh, milady, everybody in Nottingham knows. Sir Guy of Gisbourne.
The guy of what?
Leave us.
The nurse leaves.
One last chance to change your mind. Will you marry me?
Vash slaps him across the face.
I see. Then the execution will proceed as scheduled.
What execution?
I warn you, Marian, this pathetic attempt at feigning madness will not save your life.
You mean I'm the one being executed?
Uh-huh.
Sir Guy starts to leave, but Vash has had a change of
The guy,
heart.
wait a minute. Couldn't we talk this over? I admit I haven't been myself lately. Maybe we've both been a bit hasty. Please?
Vash sits down on a bench and taps the bench spot next to her, inviting Sir Guy to sit down. He closes the door and joins her. grabbing her hand and kissing her. Focus on the forest glade. Geordi is still plucking away at his mandolin. He is not good or good. Worf walks over, takes it off him, and smashes it against the tree trunk. He hands the broken mandolin back to Geordi. Troy is still learning to use a bow and arrow. She aims it at a tree and hits Data instead.
Data, are you all right?
Data removes the arrow from his midsection.
The arrow impacted just above my 6th intercostal support, penetrating my secondary subprocessor. Fortunately, none of my biofunctions seem affected. Do not be concerned, Counselor. I believe your aim is improving.
We've got to get out of here, Captain!
Not we, Walker! I want you and the others to stay here until I return!
You're not gonna try to save her yourself, sir!
This is not a mission! It's personal! It's between Q and myself! I don't want the rest of you involved!
Captain!
You have your orders, Walker! And I expect you to follow them.
We focus on a castle courtyard. The headsman is having his axe sharpened. Q comes over to inspect it.
A touch sharper, shall we?
Guy leads Vash out of the castle. She carries a bouquet of flowers.
Such benevolence, Sir Guy, allowing the condemned prisoner a breath of fresh air.
You're mistaken, Sheriff. Maid Marian has promised to be my wife.
But that's impossible.
Not at all! Though I admit a maiden seldom has the opportunity to win herself such a noble husband.
They head over to a long table. Vash picks up 2 goblets and hands one to Sir Guy.
A toast to the most beautiful bride in the whole of England.
Q stalks over and grabs Sir Guy's drink before he can take a
Don't
sip.
drink that. It could be poisoned.
Have you taken leave of your senses?
A foul scheme of Robin Hood's. She is in league with him, I warrant.
Robin Hood? Oh! Robin Hood! Oh, well, that was over long ago.
All of Nottingham knows you're still in love with him.
That's a lie! He bewitched me! He put me under some evil spell!
I suspected as much. You can add sorcery to the list of charges against that rogue.
Sir Guy, if anyone's been bewitched here, it's you.
Silence! Any more impudence, and it'll be your head on the block. Guard, escort Lady Marian to her chamber.
But I'd much rather stay with you.
Yes, of course you would, my child, but I have important business to attend to.
Vash kisses Sir Guy on the cheek and is escorted out.
Lovely creature.
Intriguing.
Sir Guy and Q head off in different directions. We focus in on the background. There is a poorly dressed man tending the fire. He limps forward, head down, face hidden underneath his big floppy hat. He looks up and we see it is Picard in disguise. We focus on Marian's chamber. Vash is pacing. Someone climbs the outside wall and opens the window.
One step closer and I'll scream!
Grunt! Vash, damn it, it's me!
Picard struggles to pull himself through the window. Vash doesn't even attempt to help.
Jean-Luc! Oh, am I glad to see you! You wouldn't believe what I've been going through! 1 minute I'm on the Enterprise, the next thing I know I'm here in Nottingham! First they're going to chop me head off, now I'm supposed to marry someone named Sir Guy, and everyone insists on calling me Marian!
Picard finally manages to climb into the room, no thanks to Vash.
Yes, I know!
You do? But how?
Picard does a little flourish to bring attention to his
Flourish.
outfit.
You're Robin Hood!
My staff and I were brought here by an old adversary of mine named Q, and I'll tell you the rest of that once we're safe. Come! We don't have much time.
Picard begins to lead her to
And
the
the others
window.
are outside!
They're waiting for us back at Sherwood Forest.
He pulls her closer to the window, but
You
she
mean you came
resists.
here alone?
That's right. Now come on!
He's on the window ledge, trying to pull her with him, but she resists
What
again.
kind of plan is that?
Why aren't you coming? It's an excellent one if you'll just hurry up.
Picard is getting impatient. Vash won't
You do
budge.
realize our lives at stake here?
Only too well. Now come.
Vash rips her hand from Picard's.
And this is the best strategy you can come up with? One man against an entire castle?
You have a better one.
How about this? You go, I'll stay here.
And do what?
Marry Sir Guy if I have to.
Well, that's brilliant.
If there's a way to escape, I'll find it. Eventually. With my head still attached.
You really believe I will leave you in here?
I can take care of myself.
You are the most stubborn woman I ever knew.
He picks her up and puts her over his
Hey!
shoulder. Sir Guy enters the room.
There'll be no escape for you this time, Robin Hood.
Picard puts Vash down.
You stay behind me.
Vash takes Picard's sword and holds the point to his chest.
You should have left while you had the chance.
Well done, my dear.
Consider it me wedding gift to you, darling.
Sir Guy motions to the two guards, and they grab Picard and lead him away. We focus on the castle courtyard. The guards lead Picard down the stone steps. Sir Guy follows. Q is sitting on the steps watching.
Congratulations, Sir Guy. I see you've snared the jackal.
It's Marian who deserves the credit. Took him with his own sword.
Q
What?
is surprised and intrigued by this news. We focus on Marian's chamber. She is sitting at the table writing a letter. Her nurse.
You sent for me, milady.
I want you to take this letter to Robin's men.
You want me to go to Sherwood Forest at this time of night?
You leave immediately.
But it's dark, and I'll get lost. Besides, it's not safe. With all them hedge robbers and worse looking about.
Please, this is urgent.
If you ask me, you'd be better off with Sir Guy. He's got a future. Why, you'll be living in London before you know it.
But you must go, otherwise they'll kill him.
Q enters with purpose. He takes one look at the nurse and dismisses her.
Out.
The nurse rushes out.
How dare you barge in here like this?
I've come to apologize for my harsh words. I had no idea you were so ruthless.
That's most gracious of you.
I admit I was surprised, but not more surprised than Jean-Luc.
You're cute.
Yes, and you are a very interesting woman. What is this?
Q notices the piece of paper on the table and grabs it.
Give me that.
A letter to Riker. Quick, come to the castle. Save the captain. Why, this is wonderful. What marvelous duplicity. I certainly fooled Sir Guy, but... Oh, wait. You certainly fooled Sir Guy, not me. And me as well. Oh, wait, me as well. I think you're worth further study.
Am I?
Yes, but unfortunately, we just don't have the time. Gods! Take this
The
traitor
guards
away.
enter.
It appears we're going to do a double execution.
Three cowled monks walk in. The headsman is ready at his block. The prisoners are escorted in. They're
This whole thing
still
is your
bickering.
fault.
My fault?
Yes, your fault.
If you had come instead of grabbing my sword, we'd be back in Sherwood by now.
I grabbed your sword to prevent you from being killed.
Oh, really? Not as a wedding present for Sir Guy?
You know I had no intention of going through with that.
Do I? You should never have interfered.
You're the one interfering.
I was just trying to rescue you.
Well, next time, don't bother.
Don't you worry, I won't.
They are up at
Don't
the
you two ever
execution
stop
platform now.
arguing? Now tell me, Robin, as you stand here facing the termination of your insect existence, do you see what brought you to the end? Was she worth it?
Can you please just change me back into my PJs and get this over with?
Are you implying that I'm not worth it?
Q, your game was for my benefit. She is innocent in all of this.
She is of many things, mon capitaine. None of them innocent.
He's right.
Fair point, right, but let her go!
As the three continue to argue, we see the monks again, this time from the front. They are revealed to be Riker,
Jean-Luc, you
Geordi,
do care.
and Data.
A gallant gesture, Robin, but a futile one. Farewell. I hope you two are happy together.
You have been found guilty of outlawry and high treason. Do you have anything to say before sentence is carried out?
Vash starts to talk, thinks better of it, and shakes her head.
Prepare them for the block.
Bring out your dad. Oh, wait, wrong movie.
On with their heads. There are too many of them.
Data, we need a diversion now. As Picard is led over to the block, Data begins messing about. He removes the chip. Picard is forced to his knees, head now on the block. Data walks over to a fire and casually tosses the chip in and walks away. The headsman raises his axe high above. The chip explodes, and as everyone turns to look, Picard gets up and takes out one of the guards. And
Guards, take Marian to the
Picard takes out two more guards. Sir Guy stands, draws his sword, and enters the fight. Riker and Geordi remove their robes and draw swords. Vash is taken away by two guards. She manages to kick one off the ledge, but the other one grabs her and takes her away. Sir Guy holds his sword on Picard.
I'll have you know I'm the greatest swordsman in...
That is.
I think we lost him.
Kevin, say your line again.
Oh no.
We got a coolant leak. We got a coolant leak for the engine core.
I wanted to know he was the greatest swordsman of where? I have no idea.
Perhaps Tagon 3?
I thought we're not on Tagon 3.
Perhaps.
Then is it England? Is it China? India?
Could be. I did hear Mandolin earlier.
Okay, let's take it from Sir Guy's line. I'll have you know I'm the greatest swordsman in all of something.
Who is taking the line?
I'll have you know I'm the greatest swordsman in all of Nottingham.
Guy and Picard duel. Worf and Geordi kill guards while Beverly and Deanna smash crockery over their overheads. Guy and Picard continue to duel.
I see your Schwartz is as big as mine. Very impressive. There's something you should know.
And what would that be?
I'm not from Nottingham.
Picard runs Guy through on the stairs, who falls and hopefully dies. Picard rushes through the doorway Vash was taken through. We focus on Marian's chamber. She's in there alone, looking worried.
Jean-Luc! Oh!
As Picard enters, Vash rushes to him and they share a passionate kiss.
Oh, yes.
Picard pulls away and yells into the air.
It's over, Q! Get us out of here!
He throws his sword to the floor to indicate he has had enough of this tomfoolery.
My compliments, Picard. I doubt Robin Hood himself could have done much better.
If you have hurt any of my people...
Sadly enough, they're all fine. But my point is they could have been killed, and so might have you. All for the love of a maid. My debt to you, Picard, is paid. If you've learned how weak and vulnerable you really are, if you finally see how love has brought out the worst in you.
Nonsense! You're absolutely wrong! It's brought out the best in him. His nobility, courage, self-sacrifice, tenderness.
Gross.
Oh, you're good. You're really good.
Enough of this!
Indeed.
We focus on the meeting room. The crew are back in their original seats and uniforms. The council members are no longer there. Everybody here?
Where's Vash?
Computer! Locate council member Vash!
Sorry. Council member Vash is not aboard the Enterprise. We focus on the ready room. Picard enters, looking sad.
Sad.
Vash suddenly appears in pith helmet and safari clothes.
Hello, Jean-Luc.
Well, this is a relief. I thought that perhaps Q had found...
Well, he had some things to discuss with me.
Indeed. Surprised he's not busy gloating over his victory.
He was right about one thing, you know. As ridiculous as it was, his game did prove that you still care.
Picard softens and moves in closer to her, putting his hand on her cheek.
I may not show my feelings to my crew, but I do have them.
I'm going to miss you, Jean-Luc.
So, where are you off to now?
I haven't made up my mind.
Q appears, similarly attired.
Jumanji. After all, she has the universe to choose from.
Meet my new partner.
Him?
Why not?
I'll tell you why not.
Now, Jean-Luc, I ain't saying she's a gold digger. Let's not be unkind.
It's Jean-Luc. He's devious and amoral and unreliable and irresponsible and unresponsive as well. And definitely not to be trusted.
Probably.
Remind you of someone you know.
As of a matter of fact, it does.
Ho ho ho, we're going to have fun. I'm going to take her places no human has ever seen, if you get my drift, wink wink.
Who can resist an offer like that?
As payment in full for your debt to me, you will guarantee her safety and pleasure.
Oh, she will not be harmed, Jean-Luc, unless she wants to be. I promise you that. Well, are you going to kiss her goodbye?
Picard and Vash just stare at Q, who eventually gets the hint.
All right.
Q vanishes. Vash walks over to Picard.
Well, aren't you?
They start to lean in for a kiss when Q reappears.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot my pimp hat.
Q vanishes again. Picard and Vash kiss goodbye.
Goodbye, Jean-Luc.
Vash vanishes, and Picard has looks of both disappointment and relief cross his face.
And that concludes our reviews.
I'll take a combo number 3 with a Pepsi.
Yes, and that concludes our reading of Star Trek The Next Generation's Qpid from the 4th season. I'm Dave Mader, and here's Jane Mader, and we were playing a couple of the Merry Men tonight.
Well,
Facebook.
not all of them were merry.
Oh, Facebook stopped our broadcast. I didn't see that. Okay, we're still on YouTube, so hey.
All right. Hi, YouTube.
It's so good
True
we don't have to do
Facebook.
it again like last time.
Yes, isn't that exciting? Okay, let's bring in first two of our starring cast tonight. We have Michael Chan and Jessica Chan. Michael in the role of Captain Picard, and Jessica Chan in the role of Vash. Okay, so I loved your Captain Picard. It's very consistent with some of your past readings. Alongside the Vash, who was kind of a bird, but was also sort of
She reminded me of a Monty Python skit.
I don't know.
That's what I was going for.
Yes, it was like a Monty Python thing.
Monty
How'd you
Python.
become king then? I didn't vote for you. Bring out your dead.
Okay.
I don't want spam.
Yeah, she was very high pitched. She was something else.
Great.
Yeah, it was really fun. Also, let's bring in our guest star. We had Jody Simpson in the role of Q, who was chatting it up, and there was some sexual tension, I want to say, between Picard and Q tonight.
You know what? That sexy silk outfit of his.
I'd say it was a bit of a love triangle between these three.
Oh yes.
Well, Vash is clearly a gold digger.
But did Q steal the girl here at the end? Is that what happened?
Obviously, I did.
Yeah. Jean-Luc.
Jean-Luc at one point.
Yeah, Jean-Luc at one point.
Jean-Luc.
That's okay. I said shut up, Geordi, but I actually said shut up, Jody. So I was actually shutting myself up. So I thought that was pretty impressive.
Yeah. Well, hey, let's bring in next.
Yes.
We had Counselor Deanna Troy and our nurse, played
The
by
best
Tom
nurse ever.
Tyrell.
Yeah, when
yes.
she said that, I lost it. That nurse went all over.
That nurse was amazing. Those first couple lines, I had to mute my mic.
Yeah, I really enjoyed your Counselor Troy scenes quite a bit. It was unexpected. Your Counselor Troy's read. I was like, good. Troy. Look with Mott rocking some Troy. And it was that was a lot of fun. And really, the nurse was just making me crack up.
I was done when I heard the nurse.
Also, let's bring in Jeff Mader in the role of Dr. Beverly Crusher, and
Need a checkup.
You were like a diner waitress.
Yeah, I
smoked a lot.
But then I matinee as a doctor on a spaceship.
I think you smoked the matinees.
Yeah. I'm willing to bet his workplace has a cigarette machine.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You were also in the role of Geordi LaForge playing that mandolin.
Yeah, playing the mandolin.
We did have a warp core problem though, didn't we?
No warp core problem tonight.
Oh, good. Just coolant leak.
Just technical problem.
Just remember, Robin Hood steals from the poor and gives to the rich. Oh wait, sorry, I messed that one up.
It's okay. I called you Jody.
And also, we had Kevin Millard in the role of Sir Guy of Gisbourne, who was our villain tonight. Great job, Kevin. Though you were you were dueling it up with Picard, going up there. And we also had the John Wayne or the cowboy version of Riker, as played by Ashley Millard.
Yes.
Also, the little John
amazing.
of our story, and of course, as our narrator. So I thought everyone had a moment to shine tonight. Would you say? Although some of us had less to do than others, I would say. But I thought it was fun. This was one.
It was a fun one.
This was
It was a
really
good
fun one.
episode.
Yeah.
It turned out really well. I thought Michael and Jessica were great energy tonight together.
There was a moment in that last sort of bit that you were fighting. Stop fingering each other, all right? That last little bit, I'm like, did they have this fight before?
Yeah. I thought the same thing. I was like, wow, this is really like authentic.
Jeff, how are the Leafs doing?
It's going into overtime, so I'm going to leave you guys.
Okay. All right. All right. Good show, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
We know where his priorities are.
Well, I mean, hey, most
kidding,
fans
I'm kidding.
wouldn't do this during a
That's
game.
true,
Especially
that's
a playoff game.
Yeah.
So there were no goals scored?
No, all the goals were scored in the third period. It was 0-0
Wow.
when I sat down here, and then now it's 2-2 going into overtime.
Wow.
2-2 in
Ah.
overtime.
Jeez.
Okay.
Yeah, so
All right.
yeah, that's what's going on.
Good luck. Good luck, Leafs.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Good luck to them.
Fine.
Okay, bye. All right, there he goes. Okay. All right. I guess he's leaving his camera on. Okay. All right,
He'll
that's
probably
fine.
come back when the game's over.
Yeah, he'll come back. Of course. I thought he was.
No one will be here, but he'll be
When his
like,
pizza's
he'll be like,
done.
okay, I'm back, guys.
Yeah.
all gone.
Yeah. It was like I think I could have done a better Worf at some parts.
No, you
but-
were.
Oh, I liked it.
No,
I
it
liked
was
it.
good.
You had
Marian-
the best
Marian
line
line
out of
was
the
great.
entire script, which
I
is
am
I'm
not
not
a
a
merry
merry
man.
man.
All
And he did
like
great on
three
that.
of the best lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to smash that mandolin.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, that was the most sincere sorry I've ever heard. Sorry.
Sorry. Yeah. No, it was. I really enjoyed that. That was just a lot of the different characters and energies bouncing off and different things. And there was a lot of clangy swords, and then it was over. And then cute.
I didn't realize how useless Geordi is in this episode until I actually went through like Geordi does nothing in this episode that's useful.
He doesn't have to. He doesn't say or do much. Really, like none of the married men really do.
Yeah, but at least they all have a lot of lines. Like Geordi doesn't have anything. Like it's one or two lines.
Data creates a distraction that doesn't matter at all.
Yeah,
like he makes the distraction, but Picard could have just sat up any time.
Not only that, but like the thing that he blew up in the fire. It's like, what was that for? Like it
just so they wouldn't cut his head
one?
off. That was just to make sure they would cut his head off.
Well, no, I understand that, but the thing that he actually threw into the fire, that must be something useful. Like,
well, it was not something he'd miss apparently.
I guess
redundant.
Yeah, will you tell your Data?
Oh, I have no idea.
Sorry.
Well, he also got an arrow to the chest too.
There was like one part where you stood up and you're like, I'm done. I was like, it was like halfway through. I'm like, what do you mean you're done? And you're like, yeah, that's it. That's still.
Well, Data had like, I guess they, as an actor, they were in the scenes more, but they weren't talking. The merry men weren't talking very much in this one. Yeah, but
we were like, showed up at like 10 o'clock.
So Dave and I, we were acting out a little bit behind the scenes here. Like, Data does this. Okay.
Yeah, it was miming. I was method. I threw my hat down when Worf did.
I turned my camera off.
I didn't realize how uneven it was because they're on screen in this, so it seems like they do more than they do. But like when you break it down to just lines, like I think doesn't Geordi just say one thing the entire episode?
It doesn't say much.
Yeah.
I watched this episode probably 2 days ago, and I have to admit that this version was better than the version I watched. So this was way more entertaining, in my opinion.
We will create an edited version afterwards where we'll put it like ambient background noise and some other things.
Take out all my laughing.
We'll take out some coughs,
but not all. We don't take out everything.
We don't take all the laughs.
I know. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, some here and there.
I tried to mute myself.
I'm still trying to edit the one from 2 weeks ago. So I feel like I need a vacation just to edit previous podcasts, but that's okay. I really enjoyed getting the finished product of it. It's just getting it done. So we'll be having one like that. Also here on Live Long and Podcast, we do other podcasts. On Tuesdays, we do Star Trek Deep Space Nine, right? Kevin and Ashley?
Yeah. Yes.
Since Jeff's not here.
The host is gone.
The station commander's gone. So the tag team couple here, here to plug it.
Deep Space Nine at 9-ish.
What are we doing next? What's the next one? I don't remember now.
I don't remember what the title.
Like
we just did a Ferengi one that wasn't great. One of the lowest
called,
episodes.
Visionary or something. It's the one with O'Brien. It's an O'Brien episode. Check it out on Tuesday.
Perfect.
Oh yeah,
O'Brien, always down for O'Brien episodes.
O'Brien, some Romulans are here.
Unless there's a lot of Keiko in it.
Yeah, but the O'Brien's going to suffer. It's going to be good.
It's fine. She's on Bajor with Sabar.
Yeah.
And her plants.
we know what she's really doing on Bajor.
See if I care.
See if I care. No, I need that.
Yeah, Dave's got to find the clip now.
Sorry,
so everybody knows what we're talking about.
Go back to Bajor and your plants and Sabar.
Oh wait, that's too.
I already know this. Yeah.
Go back to Bajor and your plants and Sabar. See if I care.
See if I care.
It's one of the funniest lines.
I could be O'Brien.
Yeah, so we did that on Tuesday. We'll be talking about that. And then on Wednesday, we do Star Trek The Original Series. Jody, you're on that one with Adam Woodward.
We're slowly getting to the end of it. And
all 79 episodes. We got about 20 left.
Yeah, there's not a lot of gold left, I can tell you that.
There's a few. We haven't.
There's a couple.
For every Spock's brain, like there's a Squire of Gothos out there. There's some contenders.
Have you done Spock's brain yet?
No, we haven't done that one yet.
Okay, leave that for the end.
I want to get it over with as quickly as we can, but they all want to leave it to the end. I'm like, why would you
worst.
end it with the worst episode?
I don't think it should be the last episode, but I feel like it's like in the last 5. I think we have to leave it.
All I can say is I don't know if I would ever do it again.
Well, we're gonna be doing Star Trek Enterprise after this one wraps up.
We are.
You and Adam Woodward said.
Me and Adam are gonna do it, and hopefully we'll have Kevin on.
I know I agreed to that. Fuck, I forgot.
Yeah, so you're contractually obligated, unfortunately.
It's been a long road, Kevin.
But I did agree.
Get it from there to
Get
here.
from there to
Why
here.
would you do that to yourself?
Been a
Because
long
I don't
time,
know.
but our time is finally here.
Yes.
Now I'm
Alright.
gonna have to listen to
Can
a
you
bitch
stop?
every week.
That theme song
Well,
is the worst.
The
out
good,
of all
the
of
good
them.
news is, Ashley, after he gets through the first 2 seasons, he probably won't bitch as much.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yes, I will.
It's getting him
Come
through the
on.
first 2
He might,
seasons.
if,
that
if
will
that,
bitch.
by that point, we may have driven him insane.
Kevin,
You
have
just-
you
you
watched
just
the
met
whole
him?
of Enterprise?
No,
No,
I've watched
yeah.
the first couple of episodes, and I always I
Oh.
like the first 2 episodes, and then I just can't seem to go any further. I watched the third one, and I'm like, no, this sucks. I hate this.
We're gonna
I'm
make
gonna
him.
say
We're gonna
right
drag him
now,
along at warp 4.
Kevin is going to have a new appreciation for that when we're done.
I'm not.
I say you just watch Quantum Leap and then just see how well you can BS through whatever the conversation is about that episode.
I love
Good
Quantum
idea.
Leap.
Yeah,
I
that's
love
great.
Quantum Leap.
I like Quantum
It's-
Leap too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We have literally watched Quantum Leap recently.
not the whole
I-
thing.
Not the whole thing,
just an
no, just
episode.
Jamil
I was going
actually-
to revisit it and then I found out how it ended and I was like, F that. I'm not going to watch
Jamil
that.
just
to
commented.
find
He
out
said
that ending.
Broken
Oh, hey,
Bow
Jamil.
was an excellent pilot.
It was a great
He's completely
pilot,
right.
Yes,
but they
I
okay.
do enjoy the pilot.
We're gonna talk about it. Well,
Yeah, we shouldn't do that here.
Once the original series is wrapped up, we're gonna be talking about Star Trek Enterprise every episode in order. And then we've also talked about a lot of other shows. Michael Chan and Adam Woodward and I did Star Trek Discovery this past year, this for season 3. Apparently they've already started filming season 4, so that's exciting. And we've done other podcasts here about different things. We also have Super Maid Brothers podcasting. That's all our shows that are not Star Trek related. We just wrapped up Big Brother Canada 9. Jamil Robinson and I, that was for 10 weeks. We were covering all of that show. Plus, we've done like seasons of Survivor and Westworld and Tiger King and The Serpent and the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Ashley and I and others have, and Jamil, we've talked about all of those things, WandaVision and Captain America. And what am I forgetting? Oh, and tomorrow, we're going to be having our next edition of Oh shoot! What am I doing?
Now
That was-
nobody is on
That's a
screen.
wicked intro.
Yeah, it was awkward. It was
Yay.
awkward. Okay, here we go. So, Jody Simpson, you're going to be hosting Trivial Debates tomorrow morning, Sunday,
am.
May 30th, with Jamil Robinson, Kevin Millard, and Adam Woodward competing.
Yes, I'm calling it the Battle of the Titans.
It might be.
I think this is going to be the one for the books.
I think you're going to struggle with this one. because
This is
there's-
going to be a hard episode, man. I'm telling you
Yeah.
right now. And I know all their answers already, so it's going to be interesting.
It's going to be interesting. They're all very good at the.
I can confidently say, knowing all their answers, I have no idea who's going to win right now. Like no clue. There's not even one person that gave me like stupid answers. Like they're all great.
Yeah, we don't have a Chris Seymour this week, so
Hey, that's not what I was implying.
Wow, wow, Dave.
Wow.
I was just saying, like
we all know it, but to say it out loud.
Wow. I never text messaged anything like that to Kevin earlier, but still, like you don't say that, man.
yeah. Okay, sorry, Chris.
It's fine. He'll never see this. It's okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely not.
Yeah.
No, he won't.
Watch this be
accidentally
the
see
episode
this.
he sees. He's like,
He will not.
I like Robin Hood.
He does actually. He does
does.
like Robin.
He
Damn
does
it.
like Robin Hood, yeah.
All right. Okay. So he did see this. Probably. Okay. Anyway, so that's all of our channels. That's all of our podcast. Mott, I see you down there. We're gonna.
Yeah, where the hell's Mott?
Well, I can't get everyone on screen at once. So Mott, he's back.
There's Mott.
Hey.
So yeah,
I was texting.
I'm not used to Mott being quiet.
Mott, how's it in the States? Is it back to normal?
Oh yeah, it's crazy. Like when I went into a supermarket on the other day, and everybody wasn't wearing masks. You didn't have to. I still wore mine. I don't know. I'm a wuss or something like that. I went in there. I'm just like, I'm not a full 2 weeks from my second shot, so I'm gonna still play it safe until I get my full powers at least. But the surprising thing was all the senior citizens. They were living free. Like they all they up and down the aisles. None of them had masks on. I thought like I would see like Oh no, I thought I would see slow adoption there. They were
Which
just
state are
too
you in
happy
again?
to take off the mask.
Which state are you in again?
Pennsylvania.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Because well, we had like pretty good compliance and stuff like that, and especially in and around my town, like they said to wear the mask. Okay, they said not to wear them though. They were like, okay, we don't gotta wear them anymore.
Yeah, that makes me.
But
worried.
it was weird, really weird to like experience that. I don't know. It's made me. I guess it's just I wasn't ready. Kind of like
I just want hockey to happen again.
Just happened overnight.
Yeah. Okay. Wait, you heard it here, everybody. Jamil, are you commenting from Facebook? It says you are.
Yes.
Yes, he is.
So we're still on Facebook?
I guess.
No, he's commenting on YouTube, I believe.
No, it says Facebook. He's coming from.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
you
6
commented
years.
from YouTube.
Woo! Crushed
that must be some sort of football or something.
Basketball. We're about to move on, and we might be bringing a championship to Philadelphia, so that'll be nice.
Yeah, well, we already brought one to Toronto.
All right, I need another drink, Dave. So let's.
Let's parade. Okay, wrap this up.
I got some things to do.
Okay. Guess what? The show's over, everybody. So you don't have to go home if you can't stay here. So
Get the hell out of
see
here.
you later.
You can, but you won't hear us.
Yeah, you won't hear us.
Which might be a good thing.
All right, this was a lot of fun, everybody. We'll see you for the next one. We're gonna be doing Deep Space Nine next. I don't know what